Phillies and Genticles, I welcome you back to the third and final part of Rainbow Dash's super fun adventure in Candyland. Let's begin. Did you see? Did you see? Scootaloo grinned ear to ear as she flew towards her idol, who was reclining on a cloud nearby. Of course I did, Squirt. It's hard not to notice some pony ripping off some of my best signature moves. Rainbow Dash chuckled as she flew over to meet the younger Pegasus. You keep that up and you'll win the next Young Flyers competition for sure. Thanks so much, Dash. I couldn't have been able to do this without your help. The orange pony blushed slightly as she zoomed in to hug her teacher. Ah! It was the least I could do for my biggest fan. Now knock off for a break, grab some water, and be back here in 15 minutes. Scootaloo agreed and zoomed away while Rainbow Dash flew down toward the pony as she had spotted walking along the road. Hey, Twilight, what's up? She slowed to a stop and landed a few feet away from her friend. She eyed the six-pack of bottles poking out of the purple unicorn saddlebags. Getting ready for Pinky's next big party? You know she always has everything you need for already prepared. Oh, I know. This isn't for the party. Just my own personal enjoyment. She smiled at Dash as the Pegasus stared at her for a moment. Twilight, you lush. She grinned at her as she whispered the accusation in her ear. Hey, you're the one to talk. After the last party we were at, I wasn't the one sloppily making out with the hostess before ruining the carpet. Oh, oh, look at the time. Looks like I gotta go. She began to fly up into the sky before stopping abruptly and returning to the ground. Hey, I almost forgot why I stopped to talk to you in the first place. Are you still going to be able to help me out with next week with, the doctors? Dash scratched the back of her head in embarrassment. Of course, I made sure the day was clear and open for your annual checkup. I mean, it's not that you couldn't even get into a place without me, since you don't have top secret clearance keys. Keys, yeah. Still, even if you did, it would be pretty boring going alone. Besides, what are friends for? Thanks, Twilight. By the way, how are your wings feeling? Are they performing alright? No sudden pains or spasm or lockups? Nope, they're just good as new, which is to be expected from Trollestia's magic. Twilight's grin grew broader. Yep, that's why she is who she is. Scootaloo zipped down from the clouds and shouted to the ponies. Hi, Twilight. Rainbow Dash is teaching me how to slack off when I'm supposed to be teaching a younger pony how to do awesome flying tricks. You get up there. I'll really show you some stuff. It'll make your head spin right off your shoulders. She stared up towards Scootaloo, who stuck her tongue out and then soared into the clouds. Then she stopped and turned to Twilight. Thanks again, Twilight. I'll stop by later to polish off some of those bottles. Hey, these are mine. No pony should drink alone. Later, Twilight. She streaked through the clouds at her after her protege, leaving Twilight staring up at the bright blue sky. It was so vividly beautiful that as she stared up, she neglected to notice her eyes begin to water under the brightness of the afternoon sun. Somewhere off the eastern coast of Equestria, lounging in a deck chair out in the Sadie Island beach, a wingless Pegasus adjusted her sunglasses. She glanced sideways at the green earth pony reclining beside her, before allowing her gaze to once again reach out at past the sea, toward the crystal blue sky of the horizon. She sighed heavily as she looked back again at her slumbering companion, and then looked down at her empty coconut mug. She motioned to the passing cabana colt and ordered her a Mai Tai. As she lay back, waiting for her next drink, she felt a familiar creeping ache again, the one that came into her chest whenever she looked up into the cloudless internal ceiling. She closed her eyes and let herself feel the warm sun on her coat. A few minutes later the colt returned, this time with a whole pitcher. She thanked him and sent him off with a generous tip before sipping down more of the island's finest liquid export. In truth, it did little more than take the focus off of a dull strain in her chest. But at least it tasted good. That would have to be enough.